Hey, you need more space in your house. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get it by taking some of your biggest waste of space and making it into valuable real estate. Most of us have a garage, and a lot of garages out there probably look like mine. You've got a standard 7-foot tall garage door and perhaps a 8 or 9 foot garage ceiling, maybe even taller than that. Mine is actually 9.5 feet. And all that space above where the garage door goes when it's open is wasted. But in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know in order to make that space into something useful. As with most projects, the very first step in the process is to measure your space. You need to make sure that there's enough room from the top of the garage tracks to the ceiling for the storage bins. These bins, and I'll leave you some links in the description so you can check them out, are about 16 inches tall. So you need at least that much space with a few extra inches just for maneuverability. You also need to measure to figure out how many storage bins you can fit widthwise, without messing with the operation of the garage door. This is a 1-car garage, and I'm actually able to fit 8 large bins in here. And I could probably even do more if I wanted to. Okay, now that you've measured and planned a layout, the next most important step is to figure out where the floor joists are. This is one of the most critical parts of the project because in order to hold the weight of the storage bins, the supports need to be tied into ceiling joists. Without that, everything will collapse and ruin your garage door and maybe even your car. The next thing to do is prep the support materials. Now, one cool thing about a project like this is that you can actually get a lot of your materials for free. Now, I recently made a video that explains how, and so I'll leave a link below if you want to see it, but seriously, a project like this does not have to cost a lot of money. It does not have to break the bank. Okay, so here's what you need. A 2x4 support screwed into the ceiling joist, and then some strips of plywood screwed into the 2x4s. I'm kind of building these like an I-beam, and it's honestly very strong. You'll want to cut the 2x4 down to the right size so that it fits well, not too tight and not too loose. Now, I actually made a mistake here. The first time I cut my 2x4s to size, I measured the storage boxes without the lids. And then when I screwed up the first one and tested it, I realized that it was too tight. So be sure to measure your storage box with the lid and give yourself just a small amount of give so that you can slide the storage boxes in and out once everything is installed. The next step is going to be to prep the 2x4 supports. And for that, I'm using one of my Kreg pocket hole drill bits with some blue tape as a depth gauge to drill a deeper hole in my 2x4s. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like in just a moment. But before I do that, I want to tell you about this video's sponsor, Hone Health. Now, as we get older, things change. Maybe you still feel tired after a full night's rest, or your workouts aren't quite hitting like they used to, or maybe you just don't feel as sharp or as driven as you once were. It happens to all of us, and that's where Hone Health can help. With Hone Health, it's simple. First, you get a blood draw at a nearby lab, which checks for 50+ biomarkers, not just testosterone, but heart health, hormones, thyroid, and metabolic health. All the stuff that actually explains what's going on. Then a licensed physician gets on a call with you, walks you through your results, and helps you build a plan, which could include TRT, hair loss treatment, sexual health treatments, peptides, supplements, and more, subject to doctor approval. And then whatever you need is shipped right to your door. Now, to be clear, I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing my experience, but Hone connects you with a real licensed physician who will walk you through the benefits and risks before you start anything. Their whole thing is simple. Get tested, get treated, and get results. So if you've been feeling off, this is your chance to find out what may be going on. Data like this can be invaluable in helping you live a healthier, fuller life. And tests are HSA and FSA eligible. Just follow the link in the description or the QR code on the screen, and you can get started for only $65. Thanks again to Hone Health for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, so we're just screwing pilot holes into our 2x4s. And like I said, I'm using one of my Kreg pocket hole drill bits to drill a deeper hole into the 2x4s. Otherwise, I would have to have massively long screws, and that's really not needed. I'm also using blue tape as a depth gauge to make sure that I don't go too far. The reason that this is important is because I need the screws to hold up the 2x4s, but also to have enough length to fasten securely to the floor joists. Because again, without that, the whole thing will come tumbling down. Now, I measured and marked the floor joists onto the 2x4s, and so I'm drilling these holes in each board where the floor joists are so that there's no question once I start installing them. One of the things that I will often do, especially when working overhead, is that I'll start the screws in the hole already before I put it up there. This way the screws are secure and I'm not fighting with gravity. It just makes things easier when your hands are above your head. From there, it's time to install. I line up my 2x4s and screw them in. I also measure again just to make sure that we're on the right track and make a few adjustments as needed. Now, another important thing is to make sure that the distance from each support is right. Too wide and it won't hold well. Too short and you won't be able to hold anything at all. And so one thing that I did was to make these small spacer boards. Then I put some tape on one side so that I could stick them to the ceiling and use them while I place my next board. This worked really well and saved me a lot of time on measuring as I put the rest of them together. I ended up putting up 6 support 2x4s in total, and this will allow me to put up 4 rows of bins. And I'll show you how that works in a little bit. For a few of the boards, I didn't drill the last pilot hole because I wanted to make sure that they were in the exact right spot to catch the joists above. Before I drilled these, I checked them again with a stud finder and then put my hole in. These are a bit closer to the end than I would normally want, and in hindsight, I would have made the board slightly longer, but you live and you learn. You never want to drill a hole so close to the end of a board like this without drilling a pilot hole first. If you don't do that, you're guaranteed to split the board. With the 2x4 supports installed, it's time to add the boards that will support the actual bins. For these, I'm using some scrap pieces of plywood from another project. There are 2 different widths that I'm cutting here. First is for the boards at the end, and they only need to be deep enough to cover the 2x4 and the size of 1 bin. Then there are the supports for the middle. They need to be big enough to cover the width of the 2x4 and 2 bins. As I was putting up these boards, one of the issues that I found was that, again, gravity was working against me. It helped to start the screws in the wood while I was on the ground, and once I was up there, I was able to screw them in much easier. And you always want to test as you go to make sure that you're on the right track. When you screw in these boards, the screws don't have to be super long. The 2.5-inch screws that I'm using are probably overkill. The screw really only needs to be long enough to screw into the 2x4. If you're using shorter screws, you may want to use more of them to ensure that it's strong enough to hold the weight of the storage boxes. If you're using longer ones, you're probably okay to just do a few. One thing that I think is important is for the screws to have a flat head. And I'm even using a washer at the end to make the head a bit broader. Again, probably overkill, but it makes me feel better. I continue putting all the supports up, and I also continue to test as I will go along to make sure that everything will fit well. You may notice that as I put these things up, my 2x4s are slightly longer than my bottom supports. There are 2 reasons for this. First is that 2x4s are as long as they need to be in order to catch the ceiling joist in the right spot. But also it lines up the storage boxes as I put them up there, and it gives me a bit of flexibility as I load them, which makes it easier. All right, from there, all we need to do is load up all the storage bins. And you can see that they're fairly easy to load from a ladder, but I would caution you to be careful with things that are too heavy. I don't think that there's any problem with the supports. I think that they'll be able to hold just about anything, but just be careful not to load up more than you're able to lift up on the ladder yourself. So in the end, I think it looks great. The last thing to do is to test out the garage door. And as you can see here, there's tons of room, no problem at all. So what do you think? Would this be a project that you could do? Is there anything that you would have done differently? Be sure to leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. Also, check out this video all about how you can get free materials for a project like this. And I'm not joking, absolutely free, so check it out. And thanks again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned something. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.